After caving on Daca shutdown, Shumer finds big surprise hidden in bill Senate passed. That by that conservative girl politics U.S. News for MadWorldNews.com. On Monday, the Senate voted 81 to 18 to break a Democratic filibuster on a stalled government spending bill, cleared the way for Congress to approve the stopgap measure and end the three-day government shutdown. It was a rough day for Democrats who essentially caved on Daca after insisting just a few days prior on legislation that would protect illegal immigrants brought to the United States as children. This was the first blow, but not the last, as Shutdown Shumer soon found the big surprise hidden in the bill the Senate passed on Monday. Not only did the Democrats cave on Daca on Monday, but they inadvertently passed even more tax cuts, which were included in the Senate bill, which ended the government shutdown, according to a New York Times report headline. There's a surprise in the government funding bill, more tax cuts. After hemming and hawing over the tax cuts President Trump implemented last month ahead of the Christmas holiday, Democrats were furious to find out that the president and the GOP had snuck even more tax breaks for Americans into the Senate bill they passed on Monday. Congress is apparently not done cutting taxes even after passing a $1.5 trillion tax overhaul last year. The deal struck by Democrats and Republicans on Monday to end a brief government shutdown contains $31 billion in tax cuts, including a temporary delay in implementing 3 healthcare-related taxes. Those delays will enjoy varying degrees of bipartisan support, are not offset by any spending cuts or tax increases, and thus will add to a federal budget deficit that is already projected to increase rapidly as last year's mammoth new tax law takes effect. The Congressional Budget Office said this month that the federal budget deficit reached $228 billion in the first 3 months of the current fiscal year, $18 billion more than the deficit in the first quarter of fiscal 2017, despite strong economic growth, and that was before the tax cuts kicked in, source the New York Times. To add insult to injury, Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer was forced to eat his words after telling reporters over the weekend that President Donald Trump did not live up to his reputation as a world-class deal-maker. As it turns out, Trump completely outdueled Schumer and his Democratic cronies on this one. During the hours leading up to the government shutdown, President Donald Trump invited Senator Minority Leader Charles Schumer to the White House to negotiate the outline of a deal, which both sides believe was in reach. After several more conversations during the day, the deal fell apart and the Senate failed to pass a measure to keep the government funding. During the meeting, in exchange for strong deferred action for childhood arrivals protections, I reluctantly put the border wall on the table for the discussion, Schumer said from the Senate floor. Even that was not enough to entice the president to finish the deal, source ABC News. Perhaps if Chuck Schumer had been less preoccupied with trashing Trump and more concerned with actually knowing the legislation he was about to vote on, he would not have made such an embarrassing mistake. President Donald Trump is a master at making deals, and as such, he came out of this one on top. The Democrats accomplished absolutely nothing with this government shutdown, except to piss off a whole bunch of people who they are going to be asking for votes during the midterm elections this year. They pissed off conservatives by keeping paychecks from hardworking members of our military, and they pissed off their own party by caving on Daca in the end. Not a good look. You gotta hand it to Trump. Oh, Schumer's gonna be crying. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below, and again, thank you so much for watching.